I'm Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and I'm with
Coach Margaret.
And today we're going to be talking about making your own decisions.
And how difficult a task that may be to accomplish and to learn.
And it's an incredibly important component of being able to be in a relationship as an adult.
And to be a functioning adult, you have to be able to make your own decisions. You can certainly take in advice from others, and we recommend that, but the final decision has to be yours.
And that's one of the things that we've always talked about for years when we've discussed something is,
yes,
can they make their own decisions?
Can they make their own decisions? The quickest way to assess adult health, I find, is to say, how do you make decisions? And what you hear is, I call my mother, my uncle knows everything, you get the idea.
And so, one of the things you really want to look at is with your ex and yourself is who makes your decisions, who makes their decisions, because you probably never thought about that before.
Right.
But it's really very important because if your partner isn't making their decisions, who is?
Yeah.
Is it you?
Right.
Is it their family?
Yeah. And who did I marry, did you say? I thought it was you.
So in this video, we've got a couple that's in their early 20s.
And struggling. Right.
And he says, you probably get this a lot, but thank you for all the info you put on YouTube. I have watched most of your videos and it really helped for some time.
How nice.
It was really kind of him. He said, I was in a relationship with a girl named Vanessa for about a year. We became best friends, and later more, but she had to keep a relationship a secret from her parents. She's in her early 20s and she's got to keep this
So she's
secret?
probably right in the middle of a struggle to do what she wants or to do what her parents want. And it's pretty normal at 21, but it's tough always.
Mm-hmm. She comes from a different culture than I do, and she's expected to date men from the same nationality as her. Well, that would be a real struggle, and obviously she knew going into this what his nationality was.
Right.
And now she's saying, well, this might be a problem.
Sure.
A month after our college semester was over, she called me and said that this was too complicated and didn't think it could work because of our parents. She asked if we could still be friends, and I agreed, but cut all communications shortly after. She reached out to me a couple of times, but I kept the conversation short till the new semester started and we grew close again. For over 6 months, we had a weird relationship where we were on and off, with me doing the chasing. She has feelings, and it's obvious in the way she acts when we're alone, acting like a couple and hooking up occasionally. So it sounds like she probably does really care about this guy.
Sounds like it.
And when she can be herself behind closed doors,
yep.
There's no issue.
They have a great time. Yeah.
After watching some of your videos, because she kept changing her mind, fighting her feelings, and trying to figure out if there was a future in this, I decided to tell her I couldn't just be friends, if that is what she wanted, that I cared about her and wanted to respect her. If she changed her mind, she could let me know, but I needed some space.
Good.
I think that was the right decision.
Absolutely.
Because that's what he wanted.
He really did read your videos.
He did.
Or see your videos.
He saw them.
Let me get my metaphor right here.
But, you know, he was honest with her, and he wanted more than just friendship. And had he acted as if he was trying to be her friend when he really wasn't,
that's right.
That would have been manipulative.
Right.
After a month and a half of no contact, following your videos, even though I saw her in school and church and having mutual friends, she came back and started showing interest. Out of nowhere, she wanted to be together again. She wanted to speak to her parents about us. She even took me out for my birthday and got me a very nice, expensive present.
Well, good.
So he left her alone and she made the decision for herself. And I think that was important because he didn't try and force her.
Good for him.
About 2 months of us being on the same page, she starts acting weird and ends up telling me her parents reminded her he has to be an Egyptian.
Oh dear.
Now, I know you know a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, it can be a very, very difficult choice for families whose original living place was not here. She's Egyptian. From what I know about that culture, it's a very sort of tight-knit culture. I don't think women are always supported in being independent persons and encouraged to make their own decision. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they have some status in the church that would make it difficult to socially accept that she married someone of different ethnicity. Mm-hmm. And this is a position many people who come here find, and that the mores here are much more permissive. Women's independence and independence in general is supported. And she comes from something totally different from that. Mm-hmm. So she may fear that if she goes with this man, whom she clearly likes, that her parents will cut her off, mm-hmm. not talk to her, be terribly upset, and do all kinds of things. And their expectation is that she marries someone Egyptian so that she can live her life in the Egyptian way, mm-hmm. which may not be what she wants at all.
No.
And her parents don't understand that she's been to a university, apparently, and seen a whole other way of living. Mm-hmm. It's a difficult dilemma and not unusual.
But ultimately, she's going to be an adult and make her own decisions.
That's exactly right. Or she's not going to survive in this culture. Right. And no one should be made to marry someone they don't want to.
No, of course not. She tells me everyone is talking about us in church, and it looks bad on her part because her father is the priest. She is tired of her parents telling her who she can and can't date, and she doesn't want me to convince her either. Well, no, because then he would be acting just like the parents are.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
She's stressed and tells me if we can just be friends for now, she isn't sure she sees us married in the future. She needs time to think, and if anything changes in the future, then we'll go with it. I told her, all right, because we have an awesome close relationship, but for the rest of the week, we kept acting like a couple and going on dates and such. Now see, I think this is going to be confusing for him, because
of course.
She's saying, well, we can just be friends, and he's
Until
saying,
I make a decision.
Yeah, and it might not be what you want.
Right, it might not.
Or maybe she'll meet an Egyptian guy.
I don't see it.
No.
She seems pretty determined to be independent.
A guy that likes her started hitting on her. She did him a favor of driving him home one day, and I got upset. She got mad at me because she reminded me, we're just friends.
Right, and I can do what I want.
That's the trouble with staying friends with an ex.
Right.
Because how can he say anything different?
Right.
She told him.
And she's not going to be controlled by anybody else either.
That's right. She's tired of being controlled.
Yeah, good for her.
I decided to take some space from talking to her as much, but did not mention or tell her the real reason for the decision. She is now annoyed that I'm treating her differently. What do you think I should do, Craig? We love spending time together and we both know we're attracted to each other, but her fear of her parents confuses her. Should I speak to her and explain my terms, or go with no contact without explaining or going over our relationship?
That's a hard one.
I would leave it alone and let her ask him what's going on, and then I would say, here's what's been bothering me.
Yeah.
Should I confront her parents and ask them to give me a chance and get to know me? I want our relationship to work. Please help.
Wow. So he's willing to go
talk to the parents.
Talk to the parents.
I don't think he should get involved.
I don't either.
I think if she makes the decision she wants to date him, then he can say, look, get to know me, and then, but I don't think she has, or he should initiate that until she's made a decision that she really wants to make this work.
Well, it's also agreeing with them that they have it's their decision, right?
Yeah, and so, yeah.
I'm coming to you to be approved by you because your daughter's marriage and fate is up to you and it wouldn't be up to me. Is she free to marry?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's really none of his business what the parents are saying.
Unless she chooses to make it his business.
That's right,
Yes.
and she hasn't.
And she hasn't, yeah.
Okay, he says, first 10 years of her life living in Egypt, she barely saw her father because of his responsibilities with the church. She mentioned it was weird at first to see her father every day when she moved to the U.S. at 10.
Let alone him suddenly being in charge of her whole life.
Exactly. Here, who are you? And now you're my boss? I don't
right,
think so.
right.
I'd be mad as hell too.
There's a feisty side to her. Good for her.
Well, she's not going along with it.
No.
I mean, she's fighting it, and then she feels probably guilty.
She's only 21.
Exactly. And so one of the things you really have to look at is a situation like this is who's making her decisions.
Right.
She's not quite there yet.
No. Her instincts are right. She wants to make her own decisions, but she loves her family, and she doesn't know what she's risking here.
Yes, because they could cut her off,
Yep.
and that's a huge risk that she's probably not willing to
It's
take.
a fear that many people have.
Especially because she's saying, I don't know if I want to marry you.
Right.
She's not saying, I know I want to marry you, I know I want this to work, in which case she'd probably stand
Right,
up
she
to
hasn't
them.
quite made up her mind.
And she has to make that decision for herself.
Yeah, she does. And I agree, I think his best interest is to back off.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And to wait for her to make that decision one way or the other.
Right.
All right. So if you want to get my help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net, sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coaching or Skype coaching. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And we will talk with you soon.